Have you ever thought about carpeting your woodworking shop? I know, I thought it was a silly idea too when I first heard David over at the Make Something channel doing it. Drunken woodworker indeed. Then, about 6 months ago, I bought a commercial building that had recently been used for retail, and the moment I stepped inside and I pictured a workshop on all that carpet, I knew I was leaving it in. My back always hurt in my old shop. I had floor mats everywhere, not just in front of the machines and benches. Wherever I walked was a pathway of mats, because a full day walking around on concrete can be awful. The only mat I have in this shop is to cover a cord so nobody trips. Carpet has totally changed my shop. It's like having one big floor mat that you never step off. Now I know what you're thinking, because I used to think the same things before I actually tried it. What about dust? Is it difficult to keep clean? What about spills, mold, rolling heavy tools around? Is this just some crazy idea I'll regret someday? Well, first of all, this is very short pile commercial carpet. You can sweep it if you want to clean up big chips or piles of sawdust. But most of the cleanup is just done with a shop vacuum. It's no more work than sweeping. And as anyone who sweeps a cement floor knows, a vacuum gets a lot more dust than a broom anyway. Does fine dust build up in the carpet over time? Nope. I mean, there's probably a little more dust in there than on a tile floor you've swept and mopped, but there's probably less dust built up around this shop than in most of your shops. That's because we just keep things clean. If not every day, we vacuum every few days or after using a really dusty tool like a router. Again, it doesn't take any longer to vacuum than it does to sweep. I also have excellent dust collection, but that doesn't catch everything at the stationary machines, and it certainly doesn't help with the handheld power tools at the bench, like routers and saws and even hand planes. So this is far from a sterile environment. And even if I had no dust collection at all, I just have to vacuum a little longer at the end of the day or the end of the week to keep things clean. If vacuuming or sweeping up seems like a pain to you, don't do it. If you're that guy, you probably don't sweep your cement floors very often, so it's not as if a dusty environment bothers you. I know guys who let sawdust pile up on their floor just to even things out so they don't trip on the cracks in the cement. You may as well let it pile up on carpet. What's the difference? When I was a kid, my grandfather had old carpet remnants of all different colors covering a dirt floor in his workshop. I don't think he even owned a shop vac. What about spills and stains? It's a real concern if I want my carpet looking pretty, which doesn't have to be the case. It's a workshop, right? But if I were to carpet a shop myself from scratch, I'd use carpet squares like I have in the office in the back. They come in standard 2-foot by 2-foot sections. And if you don't care about mixing different colors and styles up, you can just buy a box or so whenever you see them clearanced out or on sale, and then replace them as needed. I may even cut out sections of the carpet in this main shop and just replace them with the squares as it gets badly worn, like in front of the tools or benches, or stained up. This carpet is glued down to the cement, so it doesn't wrinkle even if I roll a big machine with a mobile base across it. And yes, my table saw rolls across it on its base just fine. The carpet isn't thick enough for the wheels to really sink in. But it is thick enough to be comfortable to walk on, and it's comfortable if you have to get down on your knees to work. It dampens sound, and it's a lot easier on tools like hand planes that might get dropped. Of course, this wasn't a damp space to begin with. If your shop floor gets wet when it rains a lot outside, you better not carpet it unless you solve your moisture problem first. So it's not a solution for everyone. But if you're tired of walking around on cement floors, you may check around and see if you can get your hands on some used commercial carpet out of an old storefront. The really short pile stuff, no padding underneath, just glue it down and enjoy. We couldn't do what we do without folks like the Bushy family over at Clearview Cyclones. Not only do they make the best dust collection cyclones on the market, but they're woodworkers supporting woodworkers. They're the sponsor of this video, and I really hope you'll thank them by visiting their website and using our discount code below this video. Wait, don't go yet. If you're new here, please subscribe and remember to ring the bell. I would really appreciate that. Give us a thumbs up, or better yet, leave us a comment. I always read them. And be sure to check out the latest issue of Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal. It's always packed with tips, tricks, and tutorials designed to make you a better woodworker.